What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Not So Pro Football Talk. It is one of my favorite times of the week because we get to talk about fantasy football. I wish I had more drafts. Actually, I really don't. I've been in 3 drafts already. I was going to do 4, but I backed out of the league because the commissioner, he was kind of he actually bailed. So the commissioner bailed, and it was just a messy league, and the last thing you need is to put any money into a league that's very messy. But I love fantasy football. Of course, it does take a lot of your time. That's what you guys are here to listen to some advice, because honestly, it is not easy. I will admit, okay, I'm coming clean here. I do go and watch other channels for some fantasy advice. And honestly, I don't like it. I don't like the advice that they're giving. That's why we're doing this show. I'm not trying to bash on I'm not trying to bash on any channel. Okay, there is one channel that I really do like, and that's the Fantasy Flock. I watch that regularly. Do I agree with everything that he says? Not entirely. Do I think he's very knowledgeable of what he is saying? I do believe he is. So congrats to him. He's very successful out there in his YouTube career. So congrats to that guy. But I think we have some great fantasy advice too. I was actually thinking of a TikTok idea of all the stuff Vince and I said last year and how much of it came true, which was actually a lot. But without
TikTok, man.
Oh, it would be a long TikTok. It'd probably flop like the others. But let's get into it, you guys. Today we're going to be talking about players that you need to pick up right now. Most of you guys are finished with your fantasy drafts unless you're doing it these next 2 days. But you know what? Football is back. It is here. The kickoff is on Thursday. We got a heck of a game, and fantasy football, it is time to stress, okay? It is time to be on the waiver wire. It is time to grind, and it's time to manipulate all these other guys that it's in your league, okay? That's how you win. It's a mind game. It's just like poker, okay? You got to beat your opponent. Don't allow yourself to beat yourself. What's going on, Nestor? Appreciate you being here live on the stream. We are going to get into this. And Vince, I do want to start off with one of your picks, okay? Because I like him a lot, and I was going to talk about him, but he just did not make the cut. Okay, the first pick here is Alec Pierce. So Vince, please tell us, why should we be picking up Alec Pierce off the waiver?
Because I am 97.7% sure that he's he's not on a roster. So he's only in 2.3% of leagues right now, and he's slated to possibly be the number 2 wide receiver in Indy. And as we know, I forgot their coach's name. Reed, help me out here. He used to be a coach for the Vikings, I think.
Mike Zimmer or
no, someone else, I think. I don't know. Anyway, their coach came out. Let's go, Sam. How's it going?
Let's go, Niners. This is what he meant to say.
No, it's not what he meant to say.
No, he's saying let's go, Vince, guys, because I'm on the clock here. But here, so Alec Pierce is slated to be the number 2 guy. Matt Ryan is there at the quarterback position. You know, Matt Ryan, he's can be a little bit pass heavy sometimes. And their coach had just said that they don't want to give Jonathan Taylor the ball too much because they don't want to overwork him this year.
You better be lying.
Everybody knows that when you overwork a running back, they go downhill after that second year or third year. So this is why I think Alec Pierce is going to be a great guy. He's had a quiet camp, but Indianapolis did that on purpose because they don't want to hype him up too much. And, they're not a passing team. So why would they hype up a new second-round wide receiver? Well, because this guy is freaking huge. He doesn't look huge in this picture, but I believe that he's 6'2".
Is he bashing on my picture?
No, 6'3". This guy's 6'3", 211, and he ran a 4.4140. So this guy's not only big, but he is fast. And he's going to be lined up on the opposite side of Pittman. So Pittman's going to be taking the number 1 cornerback. And I think that he's going to be a good guy at sliding at the number 2 spot for the wide receiver position. He's just really good, in my opinion. He's shown some good stuff in camp. And, I want Reed to answer this. Reed, tell your brother.
How do I get one of those hats? Right now, they're exclusive. But hopefully soon, one day, we'll be able to get you one.
Hey, Sam, if you want a cap, let me know. I'll make you a cap, all right? We're also going to be offering some of these. These are very nice caps, of course. If you want something more like this, it's going to be higher in price, but they are durable. They're awesome. They're made out of great material. This is real leather, burned on, stitched up. I use this cap for everything. You can ask Vince. I take it everywhere I go. This is a great material. It does come with different styles, but again, if you want something like this, the price will be a little higher. where a cap, something like what Vince is wearing, it is cheaper material. It's kind of like a print on. So it's the cheapest material that we have to offer. That's something that's going to be around $10. Super simple, super easy. But if you are interested in some merch, let us know. We got stickers, we got wristbands, we got all that kind of stuff. But we just don't advertise it because we're not where we're at just yet. But appreciate the interest, man.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Appreciate you, Sam. Honestly do. But yeah, that guy's pretty big. And why are you bashing on my picture like that for, man?
Hey, man, it just doesn't show the size,
I guess so. Well, while you're talking about someone who is huge, I'm going to downgrade a little bit. Okay, someone who is not the same position, but a little bit smaller, a lot quicker, and a lot more upside. I'm talking about Ramondre Stevenson. Okay, now this is for all you Patriots fans out there because a lot of y'all feel like I bash on the Patriots way too much, which is true. I do. Mm-hmm. I don't like Mac Jones. I love Bill Belichick. I think he has an awesome system, but they're not the same Patriots that we once grew up. Okay, but Ramondre Stevenson, he has a huge upside. Now, they did see a lot of change in that running back locker room. So Ramondre Stevenson can see he is going to be sharing the load with Harris, right? With Harris out there. And I could definitely see Ramondre Stevenson pulling his weight, outshining, outperforming Harris and taking that lead spot. And he has been known to catch a few balls back there. And with the old line that kind of is tweaked, not tweaked up, but dwindled down from last year, I could definitely see Mac Jones seeing the easy go route and favoring Stevenson as his favorite back, eventually having him as his lead back. And that's why you got to get him now. He's available. He's only rostered in 65.2 leagues, which is kind of a lot for what we're talking about. But, for that off chance that you have him, keep him inside your bench, okay? Because once he transitions there, he will be an easy RB2 for your fantasy league.
All right. I like that.
You're still waiting for a new shirt. You know what we'll do? We'll go ahead and do a promo. I'll let you know when this promo is airing out for new shirts that are coming out. Nestor, just go ahead and get with me. Send me your shirt size. I'll get with you since you're basically our number one fan. Ooh. All right, Reed. Tell us about your boy, Robert Tonyan. I'm not so high in this tight end, but you picked him up in every league that you're in.
Every league as my tight end one.
As your tight end one. That is kind of insane. And you pick him up so late in the draft. It's insane. Mm-hmm. Will this pick pay off for you?
I think so. Guys, his last full season, when he was completely healthy, he played the whole year. He was ranked third out of all tight ends. Right behind it was Darren Waller and Travis Kelce with 124 points on the year. Guys, if he can return to that former numbers, he's going to pay off in all my leagues. Right now, he's only owned in 15.9% of the leagues. So he's most likely available in your league unless you're playing with me or you're a Packer fan. Because I'm pretty sure that 15.9 is probably all Packer fans because we're the only ones that believe him right now. Everybody else has forgotten what he used to do. Last year, he got hurt, tore his ACL, and before that, he wasn't playing that great. I will admit that. But I think with a Packer offense where we don't know who's going to get much of the workload, Allen Lazard, Robert Tonyan, those are the two guys that are probably going to be Aaron Rodgers' go-tos. Mercedes Lewis is our second tight end, and after that, it's not very much, but Mercedes Lewis is almost 40. He's not going to play as many snaps as I think he has done in the past. So I think Robert Tonyan is going to get a lot of snaps. He's going to catch a lot of balls, and he's going to put up a lot of fantasy points, hopefully.
I'm sorry, did you say that there's a tight end that's almost 40?
Yeah, Mercedes Lewis.
Holy crap.
Yeah, he's like 38, I think.
That's insane. Good for him.
Yeah.
He's in his 16th season or something like that, right?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
What kind of cereal do you think he eats? Gosh.
Wheaties. He eats his Wheaties.
His Wheaties, right?
Probably.
Damn.
Maybe.
Being 40 and playing as a tight end in the National Football, that's insane. That's good for him.
No.
Sorry, I had to get off topic there a little bit, but I thought that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I got someone that I want to talk about. I'm gonna skip Vince here. I'm excited to talk about this guy, and just because it's a Patriots guy, I'm talking about Devontae Parker. Now, please, someone tell me, why are people overlooking Devontae Parker? Is he not the wide receiver one for New England? Who was the wide receiver one last year? It was a guy named Kendrick Bourne. They didn't really have a wide receiver one. This guy has always been a wide receiver one, even when he was with the Dolphins. Now you're telling me that he's not going to come out and want to play for the Patriots to beat the Doonies down with the Dolphins? Come on. You know he wants to go out there. You know he wants to get revenge. Yeah, he might be an inconsistent player, but going into a system where they haven't had a leader in that wide receiver position in quite some time now. Now, this guy could teach these younger players, a Kendrick Bourne, a I forgot this guy's name. I forgot his name. I was so high on him last year for fantasy football.
Yeah, we talked about him a bunch. I'm forgetting his name too. But
Yeah,
I remember we talked about him so much every week. I
yeah,
know exactly who you're talking about.
it'll come back to me. Yeah, but
I mean,
Devontae Parker, he's a clear-cut wide receiver one, and it's been announced. And then Ryan Fitzpatrick, the former quarterback of the NFL, he came out and said that people are underestimating Devontae Parker. He's going to come out and be a dog, and that's what he's going to be. And with Mac Jones, he needs someone that he can rely on. Who better than Devontae? Who better than Devontae? This guy could do it, especially when he's playing against the Dolphins. He's going to want to show out, and he will show out for your fantasy football league. He's owned in 24.6% of leagues. What other wide receiver one out there for a team is still out there in the market? What other wide receiver one? You have Christian Kirk out. I'm a big Christian Kirk guy this year, but you're telling me that you believe in Christian Kirk with the Jaguars more than Devontae Parker and the Patriots? That doesn't make much sense there. It's Devontae Parker, guys. Get your head in the game. He's going to score some points for you.
All right.
Not bad,
I like
not
it. I like it.
Jacoby Myers. Yeah, there you go. Jacoby Myers. Oh,
Yeah.
everyone's correcting me. Oh, it's all me. It's all me. Jeez. Okay, who's next? Let's see what we got here. Let's go with Vince.
Okay.
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Ooh, you want to start with him? I like this guy a lot. Just like Alec Pierce, he is slated to be the number 2 wide receiver for the Browns. Last year, he came in to be the number 3 wide receiver when all that stuff was going on with Landry 2 years ago. Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year with OBJ.
Yeah, Landry, yeah.
Yeah, so he was slated to be the number 3 when someone else went down. I believe that this guy is only 23 years old, so he's very young. He's very fast, and he's similar to Alec Pierce in stature-wise. I think he's about 6'1", 6'2", and he's about 208 from Michigan, so AJ should know a little bit about him. But I like Donovan Jones. He's very fast. He's a deep threat, and I think he can complement Amari Cooper very well because Amari Cooper, again, just like with Indianapolis, Michael Pittman and Amari Cooper are going to be taking up those number 1 corners, taking on the double teams with the safeties, getting little chips here and there with anybody that can help them. But in my opinion, Donovan Peoples-Jones had some good games last year. There were 4 games where he went over 15 points. He got I believe he averaged about 8 targets in the last 5 weeks. And get this, he is only owned in about 10% of leagues. 9.8 is the exact on the NFL app, but he's only owned in 9.8% of leagues, and he's a wide receiver too. Now, don't get me wrong, the Browns do not pass a lot. They do have Nick Chubb, they do have Kareem Hunt, and now they have Amari Cooper to take the production away. And they don't have their number 1 quarterback in Deshaun Watson, so that's also something that they're going to be riding with Brissett. But I believe that Donovan Peoples-Jones is going to get open enough with Amari Cooper there and Nick Chubb taking up most of the workload. He's going to get open. He's going to get a few receptions and some of those touchdowns because last year he only had about 3 or 4 touchdowns. But I can see him going up to the 5 to 6 touchdown range this year.
Nice. I like that. But the thing with Jacoby Myers, because it could easily be Donovan Peoples-Jones. The thing with Jacoby Myers, he finds a wide receiver and he sticks with him. Like, it sticks with him hard. He finds his favorite and he's feeding his guy every game, all game long. And now I don't think it will be Amari Cooper because I feel like it's too obvious for each defense. He's going to be covered to the max. Donovan Peoples-Jones has proved, especially last year, that he could be the guy to help lead that team in receptions. But I'm kind of high on this little stud named David Bell. He is the rookie there in Cleveland, and he could possibly be that savior when it comes to getting them out of sticky situations. He's a speedster. He's extremely fast. So if they could utilize him just enough, I think they can. If the QB situation does get handled in a certain way, what I mean by that is Jacoby. I said Jacoby Myers, Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett finds himself and actually performs like he did when he was with the when was it? When he was with the Colts? Was it 3 years back? I loved him then. If you could find that player once again, I feel like David Bell, Donovan Peoples-Jones, maybe Amari could be that it factor, but it can only be one. And it's kind of like a roulette. You're going out, you don't know who it's going to be. So that's a good pick, Vince. I like that. We've seen him a lot. He could be a solid wide receiver 3 or a solid flex.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right off the bench.
Right off the bench. Also coming off the bench because he is now healthy, we have James Robinson. Also, maybe, the running back 1 now instead of Travis Etienne. A lot of people are convinced that Etienne is the running back 1. Reed, tell us why James Robinson is such a steal.
I think Etienne is the running back 1 as of right now. James Robinson is running back number 2. But why I think he's such a steal right now, and if you still have a draft somehow, you can get him in the very late rounds. People are not drafting him early. And then if you already drafted, he's only owned in 50% of leagues right now. So there's a 50-50 chance that he's available in your league if you haven't picked him up. Guys, we don't know what Etienne is going to be this next year. He was hurt all last year, his rookie year, and this is his rookie year now. We can definitely see a potential where he's not playing well, and they just had to roll with James Robinson. I think that's a smaller chance, but if Etienne gets hurt, James Robinson is going to be that handcuffed player, as AJ calls it.
As everyone calls it.
That's what as AJ calls it. I haven't heard it from anybody else yet.
Gosh.
But I think he's a great guy if you need a bench player. He's going to be a person that you could potentially start a week or two. And I would pick him up. I drafted him in a few leagues of mine.
Oh, good pick, Reed. I like that. And it kind of reminds me of. Do you guys remember the wide receiver DJ Chark? Yeah, he got injured last year. He was with the Jaguars, and now this is kind of like he didn't make the list, but it's an honorable mention. Yeah, I have him. I have DJ Chark as one of them. He's now with the Detroit Lions. Okay, and there's only so much that Amon-Ra St. Brown can do. He's literally carrying the team on his back, and if DJ Chark gets the ball rolling, he was the wide receiver 1 out there in Jacksonville. What can those two players do? A lot of people say, Lions really don't have wide receivers. I think they do. I just don't think they're flashy, but that's the best type. That's the best kind right there. Speaking of wide receivers that are not flashy, I got one more guy. Okay. I don't know why these guys are not picking him up. Maybe because he's a rookie. I was talking about Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks, the rookie that the Tennessee Titans took in super high overall because they traded A.J. Brown to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, was it right what they did to A.J. Brown? We're not here to talk about that, but kind of not. But you know what? They got this guy named Treylon Burks. He is tall, he is beefy, he is big, and he has some speed on him. Okay, compared stats, I talked about this before. They compared him a lot to a Deebo Samuel type of player because of his size, his weight, and his speed. He's extremely fast for his height. It looks like you want to say something. Reed, you good?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I have a lot of high hopes for this. Honestly, he's only owned in 46.7% of leagues. Not a lot of people are taking a chance on him, and this is the type of guy that you could get in the last 2 to 3 rounds. Okay, no one's going to be picking him up because everyone's too scared to draft him. Last night, I was in a draft where this guy took him in the 5th round. That was a hardcore reach. Okay, now will he be worth it? He just might be. But they got Robert Woods out there in the Tennessee Titans. But when was the last time he was a wide receiver 1? Robert Woods was made to be a wide receiver 2. This guy is an easy fill in the spot gap. He has a lot on his plate. He has to fill in the gap with A.J. Brown being gone. Those are some big shoes to fill, and I think he can do it, and I think he will do it. Okay, he's talented, so let's see if he will. But honestly, he's going to be utilized a lot in that team. I do feel like he will be a low-end wide receiver 2, a high-end wide receiver flex. Very positive for anybody's fantasy football team.
All right. I like it.
It's nice.
We got a question here of a Sam McCall. He says, I dropped Robinson for Dubes. Am I
Dobbs.
wrong?
For
Dubs.
Dobbs.
Dubs.
Doobies.
All right. These guys will answer this unbiasedly, but I'm going to answer it biasedly. Sam, you're not wrong. Dobbs is a future Hall of Famer, right? He's going to have an amazing rookie year. I don't think you're wrong. As far as the two players, I think Dobbs has a much bigger upside because I definitely think he will work his way into the starting lineup this year because the Packers wide receivers, Watkins, I don't know if he's going to work out. I think Dobbs is going to have a great rookie year.
Okay, so to say it from a fantasy perspective, if you have 3 or 4 running backs ahead of Robinson, you made the good trade or you made the good drop. But if you have only 3 running backs and you dropped Robinson for Dubes, I don't think that's the correct way to go for Dobbs, Dubs, Deeps, Dubes, whatever. I don't think that you can be wrong by dropping a running back 2 at this point in the game because nobody's really going to pick him up unless they're watching this show. But for Dobbs, I'll say it right this time, Reed.
Thank you.
He's going to be on the waiver wire for a long time until he makes a splash. Until the first game he makes a splash, nobody's really going to pick him up. But in my opinion, I think you made a decent drop and pickup there, so not bad.
You dropped Robinson for Dobbs. Am I wrong? No, you're not wrong for trying to better your fantasy team. You're not wrong. Unless your name is Joseph Longoria, whatever you do is wrong. Okay, Sam, I appreciate you going out there and trying to make your team better. Okay, trying to get the insights from your favorite team, Romeo Dobbs. He had a great preseason, probably one of the highest rated wide receivers out there. And I do feel like you could be a lot of upside. What I'm afraid of is that unless your name is Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, he utilizes everyone. He makes everybody look good. So how much of an upside will Dobbs see fantasy-wise? He will see a lot of upside when it comes to, season, game to game, this season, next season, future Hall of Famer, yes. But will he be getting those 10 targets a game? Will he be getting,
Did you just call him a future Hall of Famer?
I got to support my boy here
Nestor.
at NSP.
Flip it.
I got to support I got to support you, okay? But honestly, it's not bad because a lot of people are not minding Robinson. After this week, if Robinson does good because he might be that pass catching back, he might not be available anymore, where Dobbs will still be available because Aaron Rodgers is going to space out that ball. He's going to give it to Lazard. He's going to give it to Dobbs. He's going to give it to Tanyan. Well, I think that later in the season, Christian Watson's going to show up and show out. I still high on him. I still got a lot of high hopes for him, and I do think he could be a fantasy favorite. But never wrong. That's somewhat of an even trade. We'll see what happens after week 1. Me personally, I would have kept Robinson just for a handcuff situation, just because it's a higher chance of him being that starter. Because I think it's clear cut that Lazard might be the starter, but that's only up to Aaron Rodgers, not even Matt LaFleur. It's up to Rodgers. Yeah, that's what I got. I think Vince, we got one more, right?
One more for me, my friend. One more.
We got Ivy Smith.
Yeah, Ive Smith. No, Mr. Irv Smith from Minnesota. He is the new starting tight end there. Kyle Rudolph is gone. I think he's been gone for like 2 years. But Irv Smith has started to make a splash in training camp, besides the fact that he's been hurt with a thumb injury. But Reed might know a little bit about him because he's from the Vikings. He's in the division of the Packers. But this guy is pretty good. Not going to lie. The one time that he was behind Tyler Conklin when Conklin was with the Vikings, he put up a stat line of 61, 587, and 3. That's what Tyler Conklin got. So that's a second string tight end right there playing for the Vikings. And now Irv Smith, who is said to be better and quicker and stronger than Tyler Conklin, is looking to take the reins and do something like that in those ranges. So what happened is that he has a thumb injury right now. So they're saying that he might not play week 1, but the coach over there with the Vikings is saying that he's going to start week 1, and Irv Smith should be able to make a splash behind Jefferson and Thielen. Look at these guys over here poking each other. But no, in my opinion, I think Irv Smith is going to be a good tight end this year. He may be able to sneak into the top 10 if he can outplay the way Tyler Conklin played the past years and the way that Kyle Rudolph played when he did play with the Vikings. But in my opinion, Irv Smith is going to be a sleeper. So if he is on your roster, or on the waiver wire, which he should be because he's only owned in 3.7% of leagues, I think you should pick him up, especially if you have someone that you got a tight end and maybe in the 13th round. But in my opinion, I think Irv Smith is just a good guy to have on the bench for the time being because I think he may be able to make a splash there, especially with the quarterback that he has. I mean, we talk about him all the time.
He stole him from me. Reed stole him from me.
In 2 drafts, I did it. Do it again.
Going back, let's roll back the tape. It's not my fault that I drafted Robert Tonyan in the 13th round. It's your guys' fault that you didn't draft him earlier. You guys are going to regret it. All of you guys out there. Everybody else out there.
I have Travis Kelce. You want me to get Robert Tonyan?
You're going to regret it.
I got Waller, and I got Kelce in 1 league, and then I think I got Waller in like 2 leagues.
I'll tell you what, Vince. How about we pick up Tonyan week 5? Because he'll be available then.
Oh, he might be.
Yeah, he'll be available then.
No. I'm faithful.
No?
I'm faithful.
Dude, we're the faithful. What do you mean? Look at my shirt. Don't you dare.
Can't read
don't
it.
you dare.
You don't own the word faithful.
The Niners do. That's the
you
name
own
of their
the
fan
word.
base.
You own the word.
That's the name of their fan base.
Whatever.
When you say faithful, when it comes to NFL, it's the 49ers.
Yeah.
Like when we say cheese and talk about the NFL, we know it's the Packers.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like when you think of football and you think of 12s, you only think of the Seahawks, right, Reed?
No.
12th man?
No.
Yeah, it originated from the Seattle Seahawks, right?
Yeah, right.
No, it did not.
I think it did.
No, it did not.
Yeah, it originated. But didn't some college team stole it, right?
Yeah, I think
They tried taking it.
That's the farthest thing from the truth.
It's not really working out for them either. I heard they're not doing so well.
Do not disrespect the 12th man.
It's like that debate with the Canes and Lanes, right? Canes is much better.
Oh, do not.
For those of y'all who don't know what Lanes is, it's a watered down generic version of Canes.
I will not stand for the disrespect. The disrespect.
Did you really take me off screen?
Yeah, I took you off screen.
Kind of like being down.
That's
here.
That's where I drew the line right there.
I got a lot of space, a lot of room for activities here.
Yeah, man, there's so much room for activities down here.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's been our fantasy talk. If y'all have any more questions, just shoot us a question down below. Leave in the comments. Find us on social media. We're almost everywhere, you guys. We're on Facebook, Twitter. We're even on TikTok. Yeah, we do that whole TikTok gig. It's pretty cool. Go check us out. We got a lot of cool content out there. If you guys have any ideas for us, let us know. Any video ideas that you want us to do, let us know. The season is here. If you guys are bettors, if you guys like to bet on games, check us out on Saturdays. We'll be doing our week 1 predictions. And I think we're pretty spot on when it comes to this. We could also do over and unders for fantasy football. Just let us know. We will do it. We will do our best to do it. Okay. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us live. And until next time, keep on grinding.